Celeste Perry, Jonathan Cain from Journey, the Duke, KFRC plays so much Journey music. I mean, there's so many songs here, and everybody loves them. When you're in concert, is there one that everybody just
of course
goes crazier more than any other song that you do?
It's "Don't Stop Believin'" right now.
It is.
What was it before, though? I mean, has it changed?
It's always been that.
Oh, has it really?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know what? They go nuts for separate ways and faithfully. Certainly, any way you want it. Those, we call it our dirty dozen.
Mm-hmm.
And but the kids, for some reason, we have this teenage fan base, and they always storm the stage when we start and "Don't Stop Believin'." All the kids run down, and they come right to the front. It's usually towards the end of the set, and it never ceases to amaze me. I'm there going, wow, this is so bizarre.
Well, I could hear it as a graduation song. I mean, It has that sort of anthem, hopeful, we can do anything we want theme to it.
So it's a kick. I mean, look at the Sopranos thing was unbelievable.
That's it.
The Sopranos thing.
The Sopranos thing was incredible, and not being on the road and having that happen was just, and I knew about it. Of course, I didn't tell anybody.
Did you know what was going to happen? Did you know the whole?
I knew the scenario. Yeah. Well, Steve Perry said, "Listen, I'm not going to okay this unless I know where you're putting it." So they gave us the thing like probably 2 weeks in advance. They said, "Hey, this is a big deal. The show ends," and they described it all. And my friends they were so mad because I didn't say anything. And I heard that somebody said that who's Dennis Miller had me in one of his routines. About men keeping secrets. They always say men can't keep secrets. Well, this guy Jonathan Cain, he knew his song was going to be on Sopranos. Didn't tell us so much for that.
Well, it's kind of in keeping with the whole Sopranos. You got to keep a secret if you want to play with those
Bada
guys.
Bing.
Yeah, right.
So I said to my kids, and it's not a show we watch anyway at the house. I got young kids, and it was bad enough when they ran that kid over, ran a guy over with a truck around his head. Just ran his head.
Oh
over.
yeah, with the babies in the back.
So
right.
it was pretty funny because
Celeste's a big Sopranos
Love the
fan.
Sopranos.
Loves the Sopranos.
I mean, I have kids, but
I
I just
grew up
watch
with wise guys in Chicago, so I know all about it.
Right.
And I happen to be a huge Gandolfini fan. But in the end, it was just an honor. And as a songwriter, to sit back there and watch that was as good as it got. I mean, when Steve and I wrote those lyrics, we had no idea that it was going to be kind of in that darker context,
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, some of those lines took on a different meaning. The smell of wine and cheap perfume, and paying anything to roll the dice one more time, and strangers waiting up and down the boulevard. Well, showing Tony there, it was just fantastic. It was just great.
So did David Chase talk about why that song, what it was?
You know what? He had planned all along to have "Don't Stop Believin'" as the 2 years ago when he wrote. I guess he wrote that final thing, and he told the producers of the show, "I'm going with Journey because Tony was a Journey fan when he growing up.
2 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tony was a Journey fan in his mind. That's the music he listened to when he was young, and he wanted a feel good song. Because things weren't going great for him at that point,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right.
and it's funny because that's the thing that people have always said to me about, "Don't Stop Believin'." When I get asked in interviews and say, "This song is just a feel-good song, and we don't know what it is about it." I don't even know what it is about it. It was one of those songs that just came together at rehearsal and just magical. Sort of improv,
And sometimes those are the best.
I brought in the title, and I had the chorus, the very last chorus, and then Steve just went backwards with it and said, "Well, how are we going to set this up? Neil, try this. John, try this." Da, 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 da. So we just kind of chimed in all of our little things that we bring, and that's the thing about a rock band. Everybody brings something to the table. A great band. It's just like, a great sports team. You got players that bring certain things.
Absolutely.
And so it was fun to all these years. But probably the finest hour for that song.
I always liked the song, but I love the song now.
Well, and Rolling Stone was
perfect.
so mean with all of our albums. They used to critique us, and they never had any respect for anything we did. And then they said, "Well, who the hell are the Streetlight people anyway?" And I'm like, well, I wrote Faithfully, and they said it should have been on a Bob Seger record. I'm like, what? So we use it in the bathroom a lot.
I guess that line in "Don't Stop Believin'." I guess for the
Rolling
Sopranos,
Stone.
if you had instead of born and raised in South Detroit, you could have had, if If you knew it back then, it would have been the South Bronx, I guess.
Is
there a South Bronx? I don't know. There's.
I think it's just the Bronx.
It's just the Bronx.
Bronx.
The Bronx.
Have you seen Family Guy? Do you ever watch Family Guy?
Yeah,
Have you seen
my kids
the
watch
karaoke of Don't Stop Believing?
Yeah,
it's hysterical.
I
It's
know.
the best. So Peter's up there singing, and there's a guy who there's actually a funeral procession. Guys carrying a coffin, and they hear "Don't Stop Believing," and they drop the coffin.
Yeah.
The coffin rolls down, and the wife looks in the coffin. She hears the song. She runs off.
It's great. On YouTube, it's interesting because they have a lot of tributes. People that have done Journey, and it's hysterical because you got some girl at a frat party and she's like out of her mind, drunk, and she's singing "Open Arms" and all these different videos. And I think next summer we're thinking of actually bringing the YouTube clips before we go on.
Oh, that'd be great.
We could show the fans.
That'd be
That'd
great.
be fantastic.
Hey, look,
Great idea.
We had, we got air guitar guy,
Yeah.
some guy, and two girls like driving down the road in their cars. They're taping themselves singing Journey songs. Anyway, it's just amazing.
Well, your stuff is good when someone makes fun of it. I mean, that's when you know you've arrived.
Well, yeah,
People
I was
start-
worried about Beavis and Butthead though. Back in the,
No, that's- you
that
have
was kind of
arrived.
unnerving, when they kept showing me. Is that Huey Lewis? he's a keyboard. I remember calling up Herbie, our manager at the time, going, "Is there anything we can do to stop this?" He goes, "No, you're just going to have to grin and bear it." And here we are, Neil and I, probably the first VJs on MTV, from the rooftop here, right over here by Tower Records, and they end up doing that to us, and we just had to learn to laugh at it.
Yeah.
Who knew?
So, yeah, we're laughing now.